Once upon a time, there was a boy named Max who was born under an unlucky star. From the moment he was born, it seemed like everything went wrong for him. His parents struggled financially, and they had to move from one place to another every few months. Max never had a chance to make any friends, and he was always the new kid at school. Despite his struggles, Max tried his best to make the most of his situation. He was a smart and creative kid who loved to draw and write stories. He poured his heart and soul into his art, hoping that one day it would take him to a better place. One day, as Max was walking home from school, he spotted a stray dog wandering around in the park. The dog was a scruffy little mutt, with a wagging tail and a happy grin on its face. Max was drawn to the dog's friendly demeanor and decided to approach him. As Max got closer, the dog bounded over and began to lick Max's face. Max couldn't help but smile and pet the little dog. It was at that moment that Max felt like things might be turning around for him. The next day, Max went back to the park and found the dog again. This time, Max decided to take the dog home with him. Max's parents were hesitant at first, but eventually agreed to let Max keep the dog as a pet. As Max and the dog began to bond, Max's luck started to change. He started doing better in school, making new friends, and even his hobbies started going smoothly. Max couldn't believe the difference that the dog had made in his life. Max named the dog Lucky, and together they went on many adventures. They explored the park, went on hikes, and even had their own secret hideout in a nearby abandoned building. Max loved spending time with Lucky, and he felt like he had finally found a friend who understood him. One day, as Max and Lucky were walking in the park, they stumbled upon a group of kids who were building a treehouse. Max watched as the kids worked together, laughing and having fun. He longed to join them, but he didn't have the confidence to introduce himself. Lucky, on the other hand, had no such reservations. He bounded over to the group of kids, wagging his tail and barking happily. The kids were charmed by the friendly dog, and they quickly welcomed Max and Lucky into their group. From that day on, Max was no longer alone. He had found a group of friends who accepted him for who he was, and he finally felt like he belonged. Max's luck had finally turned around, and he knew that it was all thanks to Lucky. Years went by, and Max grew up to be a successful artist and writer. He often looked back on his childhood and remembered the little dog who had changed his life. Lucky had passed away many years ago, but Max always kept a picture of him on his desk. Whenever Max faced a difficult challenge or felt like giving up, he would look at the picture of Lucky and remember that anything was possible as long as he had a little bit of luck on his side.